Hello everybody, it's Aaron. Welcome back to Unabridged. Let's kill this guy, then we'll get on with the episode. So I did a little more building. Not sure what to do with the roof of this thing. Basically, I just used the andesite and stuff that I would normally trash. I was like, I might as well use it for something. The andesite is not bad. Apparently that was a creeper. These things, these bricks aren't bad. The diorite it's very meh. So, my issue right now is that I started the game before I plugged in my headset, so the game sounds come through the speakers, not my headphones. It seems when a creeper blows up, I always end up with an extra block. I don't think that's supposed to happen, but whatever. Anyway, so I was thinking about doing the roof kind of like a pyramid, or I'm not really sure. If you have any thoughts on that, leave them down below. I'm very excited. I forgot we had something in the pack. It's I actually need this chest too. The project tables come back with blue power. This is one of my favorite things ever. It makes it a lot easier to do recipes that you have to do multiples of. It's got a little inventory in the table itself. There's actually an automatic one that I haven't played with yet. But if I need something, say I gotta make a bunch of pistons, just throw my cobble, planks, and redstone and iron in here, and then I wonder if I can shift click the recipes. Let's try that. I might need to make a couple pistons anyway for later. So let's get just a few. So if we put them all in here, I don't need that. We'll go ahead and make some planks. Excellent. Excellent. That's very good. I think Red Power at one point added a schematic that you could put in there, but not a big deal if we don't have it. So moving right along, I've done some breeding. I got some 10s on pumpkins and a couple of the flowers and the flax seeds for string. You might think it's weird that I wanted to do pumpkins first, but you'll see why. We're going to use it for power a little later on. So I'm going to do this very quickly. This is how I've been breeding these things up. So we've got 4 seeds that are 1, 1, 1. Plant them in a shape like this. You can do it with 2, but it works better with 4. We watering can these until they're fully grown. Once they're fully grown, you put your cross crop in the middle there, and these 4 will spread to this one. So we got melon seeds there. Then we knock out the 4. We grow this one, and then we just want to replicate it to each side. As soon as it grows, then we put our cross crops here, let this one spread. So these on the outside will be identical to this one in the middle, right? And then once the ones on the outside grow, we'll repeat the process, let them spread to the middle, and that should be the mutation. And I went ahead and made this wooden hand rake. If you get weeds, you just right click, you don't lose the crop stick. I hadn't done it before, but I've gone through so many logs and planks and stuff making more crop sticks, I decided it was probably worthwhile. So now we have a 353 melon seed. That's the one from the middle. If we do one of these, we'll just knock this off. It actually stacked right here. That one's probably somewhere in between 353 and 111. It's 232. So that's the method I've been using. It takes a little bit of time. You will get weeds on the expansion, but that's not really a huge deal. So I've got my filing cabinets, and I've got one for all the Botania flowers, which I bred up after the episode yesterday. I did level up these two because I need the most of these for endoflames, and I just occurred to me I have to make the day blooms first because we need mana petals for the endoflames. So we're going to need a light gray, brown, and red. Let me get rid of this andesite and stuff. It's just clogging up the inventory. Ah, that was my dev null. Man, they're cheap enough, not a huge deal. A note about podzol, that's what you need for the Botania flowers. If you dig it up, it just turns to dirt. So I think we need yellow, blue, and orange for day blooms. And I think the config is set. Botania has changed a lot since I last uploaded to YouTube. The day blooms and the nightshades, the passive mana generation, they actually despawn, or they turn to like dead bushes after a while. I think the way they did the config is they don't. That doesn't happen in this pack. So that's very good. So let me get some of these petals, and then I'll be back. We'll make some day blooms, get a little bit of mana going, and then we can start a little bit of Botania. Okay, I think we've got enough of these just for now. I don't want to make a ton of these. We'll go ahead and make a petal apothecary, and we'll stick it in the ground because it's easier to drop stuff in it. I need to make an endless water pool, and I think that this goes down pretty far. So what I'll do is I'll just borrow that for a second and then replace it. And then let's do, I need some seeds. I wonder if I have any of those. I think you can use any kind of seed. So we'll just grab our lowest melon seeds. I actually want a few more than that. And what we'll do is we'll just drop 2 of these in here. 2 yellow, 1 light blue. I grabbed the blue instead, corrected that. So I'll just make a few of these. And it looks like I messed up. If you do that, you can shift right click to get the petals out that you dropped in accidentally. Okay, so we've got 5 day blooms. We need a couple of pure white daisies, and I believe that is 4 white flowers in the petal apothecary. We'll use carrot seeds this time. So we'll take 4 of those. Got it. And we'll do it again. Okay, what we need to do with these, we need to make some living wood and living stone or living rock. Forget which it is. I'm going to automate this maybe in this episode if we have time. If not, I'll probably just do it after and then show you what I did. So it takes about a minute for all this to turn. We need probably about 16 of each to start. So be back after these turn. Alright, here we go. So I'll go ahead and grab what's already here and we'll craft some stuff while the other ones are going. And of course I misplace one. Never fails. Alright, so what we need to do is we need to make a wand. So we need 3 of these. And we'll make a pretty purple one. And then we need to make a diluted mana pool. And we're going to need the rest of this wood to make a mana spreader in a minute. And I found this out the other day. I didn't know this will clear a 3x3 area of grass if you whack it. It doesn't just do the one piece of tall grass. That's pretty neat. I thought the scythe was the only thing that did that. So we're kind of at a standstill until these turn. It should just be another few seconds. Alright, here we go. So I thought I'd be smart and upgrade my hammer to amethyst, which is a blue power thing. It says the mining level is obsidian, but when I put it on my hammer, it actually only made the mining level redstone. So I don't know why that happened, but I'm going to have to make a real pick or a real hammer very soon. Let's use the magenta for this. We're going to need a couple of mana spreaders. We only need one right this second. So let's take these and we'll just put them over here for now. I really usually like to have 6 just to make it even, but not a big deal. So put our little diluted mana pool right here. Go to bind mode and bind it. And we need to make sure all of these go to this mana spreader so we actually get the mana. So let's just go ahead and make some more living wood. It's a good idea to make a bunch of this because you think you've got enough and then you go to make something and you never really seem to have enough. So we need to turn another diluted mana pool into a regular mana pool, which is going to take a little bit of time. So as soon as I can make that, I'll swap it out. And then we got to make some mana petals for the endo flames. Okay, so it doesn't take much mana to turn a diluted mana pool into a regular mana pool. As soon as we do that, we want to swap them out. Now, I think it does take a little bit of mana to turn a regular petal into a mana petal. So it's going to be just another minute or two before I'm able to do that. I need to make 2. I need a red and a brown mana petal, and as soon as I can make that, or make those rather, I can make 1 endo flame, and then those generate quite a bit more mana than the day blooms do. So it should really pick up at that point. And there is a way to automate it, which we will do that as well, because there's nothing worse than having to run over here every minute or two and drop some sort of solid fuel on your endo flames. So I'll go ahead and grab the red, light gray, and brown. I bred these 2 up, and in the process I ended up with about a stack and a half or more of each. So let's save that for our other mana spreader that we're going to need to make in a little while. Excellent. Got my 2 mana petals. I'll go ahead and throw them in here. We need 1 of each of those, and then a regular red, a regular brown, and then a light gray. And then we'll need seeds, of course. Awesome. Okay. So there's really no reason to pick up the day blooms. We can just integrate integrate this endo flame into the setup. It should pick up that mana spreader. It does. So I don't want to throw down. Why don't we do this? We'll make coal blocks so that I don't have to throw one down every 30 seconds or whatever. And look at all this mana. Excellent. So here's what I'm going to do. Let me generate enough mana to make about, I don't know, 3 more of these. I'll come back, and then we should have enough mana to be able to make some mana steel, get a ring of magnetization. I don't know if we can do the runic altar yet. We may or may not be able to. It's a mana pearl or a mana diamond, so that shouldn't be a problem. What I want to do, I need to make a Sojourner Sash, which is a couple of runes. I think I actually have these things, and I should have these as well. So I'm going to generate a bunch of mana, make some mana steel, and then we'll set up the runic altar and make a sash. We'll make a ring of magnetization, which doesn't require the altar, but we're going to need some mana for the mana steel for that as well. And then I think that'll probably do it for this episode. I've been recording straight away for like, I don't know, 26 minutes. I'm hoping to cut it in half. We'll just have to see how much time we have. So I'll see you in just a second. Alright guys, I forgot how long it takes to generate mana. So while this is generating, I'll go ahead and make one more mana diamond. You make mana steel the same way, you just drop iron in your mana pool. We're going to do some blue power stuff. And the first thing we need to do is make, I don't remember the name of it, but I remember how to make it. And I probably just made too many bricks, but that's okay. The alloy furnace. And what we need to make in here, we need to make a silicon boule. I wanted this to go over here. These are going to cook together. I don't know if it only takes 1 coal or what. Either way, we'll make it. Yep, good. We're going to need to make the saw, which is something like this. We're going to need 3 of the stone tool rods, 2 regular sticks, and a diamond. Not a mana diamond. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cut this thing into silicon wafers. We need to cook the silicon wafer in here with 4 redstone. Hopefully that 1 piece of coal will make it. It does, good. And then we're going to need to make a few other things. I've already made some stone tiles. You just smelt a stone, you get a stone tile. We need to make a timer. And while that's doing, we need to make some brass as well. And I think it's 3 copper and 1 zinc. Kind of like bronze, but not exactly. I think 1 plank will get us that. So this timer, it's kind of like the it's like the red power timer. What's that other mod? Project Red has one. I think Imabis might have made one at some point as well. So we're going to need a couple of those. So we'll make this guy. I need the tessellite stuff. I'll probably need more than 11. So we'll make one of these. We'll make one of those, and then did I already? No, it didn't take the tile from my inventory for whatever reason. We'll leave this down here, and this project table definitely comes in handy for stuff like this. So I think that might get us the timer. It does. And then we're going to need some sort of like redstone or bluestone wire. And we have to cook that in the alloy furnace as well. We got red alloy wire and blue alloy wire. I don't know the difference between the two. I haven't played around with it as much as I would like, but I think we'll be okay. So we'll throw this stuff back in here. That should get us that. And then what we want to do, we want to make some pneumatic tubes. And we're not going to need that many of them. We just got an achievement. And then we need to make a block breaker and a block placer. And we want the blue power block breaker, not the open blocks one. So you can see the recipe here. I don't know what happened to my pistons. I guess I didn't actually make them. I just was looking to see if the question mark worked. So we're going to need two of those. We're going to need a stone, or rather an iron pick. I have iron on me. And we'll see if that will shift click in here. Doesn't look like it does. But, well, ghost images don't work either, unfortunately. So I think that was the piston in here, and then cobblestone. Yep, there's our block breaker. And then we want a block placer from open blocks, which should shift click in there because that's it's all vanilla stuff. So we've got these, we've got a pneumatic tube. Let's make a chest. And let's see if I can get this on the first shot. I did this in a little test world, and I actually did 6. I did 3 on each side, and it worked out okay. So how do we want to do this? Let's we'll put a piece of stone here to start. We'll put the placer on top, and we'll put the breaker not right there, right there. And then the way I did it, I just ran one piece of blue alloy wire to both of them, so they both pulse at the same time. If there's already a block there, they both can't do something at the same time, so the block breaker will actually work before the block placer does. I don't know how that works on a server. We might have to put a repeater in there, but we'll give it a try like this. We'll see how it goes, and hopefully it just works like I know it'll work in single player. Alright, so let's make bluestone wire, which will stick on the side of things. It's pretty neat. And you can also, what I'm going to do is put a chest right here for the byproducts. If you just want to pulse this, if you make the freestanding bluestone wire, this stuff, which I'm not going to make right now, you can run it next to it and the timer will actually hook up to it, so you can pulse your block breaker through the tube. Kind of like, I forget what the thing was called in Red Power. So let's run this like that. I guess it's connecting to that because there's a block there. I want to leave one space, and I forgot the timer. So we will grab it out of there. And I probably should make a lever, but when you go to put this thing down, like I'm pointing on one side of the block, if I point to the right, it'll point whichever direction you want. So you don't really need the screwdriver. We're going to set this on about 82 seconds just to make sure that it has time to do its thing. We're going to put some stone and some wood in there, and then when we connect this in another 60 seconds or so, it's going to send I guess it'll be bluestone pulse. This will make sure that's facing the right way. It's not facing the right way. That would probably be a good idea. But you see we've got our living rock in here. It goes through the pneumatic tube into the chest. So let's make a lever. I don't know why my frames are so bad right now, but I'm about to get owned by a creeper. Let's see if I can sleep before he gets over here to kill us. Okay, good. Yeah, I don't know why, but for some reason I was at like 9 frames a second right here a minute ago. I guess he's just going to dance on that thing and taunt me. Let's get rid of him. Okay, so we'll want to make a lever. I don't think it likes something in my inventory, or maybe it's NEI. I think it's NEI. I had some problems with that in single player too. So we put our lever right here. That stops the timer. Good. So let's see. This faces away from us when we place it. So let's put an oak wood right here. We'll put that on top. That should work, quote unquote. So let's do the living wood first, just to test, because you know, the stone I'll have to recook in a cobblestone. So I'm going to sit here for 1 minute. We should see this thing work, and then I'll be back. Hopefully at that point we'll have enough stuff to make our magnet and our sash. And there we go. We saw it go through the tube. So we can hide one of these. One of them has to be above ground because that's just a fact. I guess we could put the whole thing below ground, but then we won't know the status of it. So we could put this one underneath and run this alloy wire on the bottom side of the block breaker. But this is okay for now. I'm just going to let this go. We'll end up with almost another half stack of both of these. So I thought I made 2 mana diamonds. I'm missing one. It might have gotten stuck somewhere or put somewhere. Or maybe I used it. I don't know what I did with it. I'm losing my mind. That's what's happening. It's not in here. It's not in there. We'll just have to make another one. What we need to do is we need to make a runic altar, if I didn't already make it. Let's try this. I don't see it in any inventory. If you do the first word of that, watch this. Search mystical. It shows you every inventory that has something that starts with the word mystical. Pretty amazing, right? So we'll just make another one, not a big deal. I'm sure I'll need another mana diamond at some point in the future. Maybe I didn't make it, I don't know. But we're going to need to make a mana tablet, and we're going to need to make the runic altar. There's that. And the mana tablet. You can use a mana pearl in place, but I only have 1 ender pearl, and I don't want to waste it yet. I might need to use it for something else. If you middle click to sort your inventory automatically, the mana tablet will a lot of times end up in your hand. So be aware of that. That's always kind of a pain for me. So I think we probably have enough stuff to make a magnet ring right now. I need that, and I think I need to put it with a gold and iron, and then excellent. This is bad around anything that you need to drop for mana generation. If I put the ring on, it'll suck it up. There is a flower that negates a magnet. I don't know how to make it though. I just know it exists. So we're going to pop a mana spreader here. We're going to put down the runic altar. And we're going to need some stuff. I'm going to need a stone, a block of coal, a mushroom, and a feather, a carpet, and a string. So let's get through this really quick because I'm probably running long. Excuse me, probably running long. My first segment was 30 minutes, which will be edited down. And this segment is 15 already, so okay, carpet, and I got everything else. Okay, good. So you can either right-click these things on here, or you can just drop them. We're going to need 3 mana steel, the carpet, the feather, and I forgot 1 string. I'm pretty sure it's string. We'll see. And I'm going to need leather also. I forgot about that, but we should be able to make that as well. So we got our 6 items. We right-click. We see the little progress indicator. Once that's done, we drop a living rock on it, and then we get our rune. So I'm going to have to do that for this rune, which is the air rune, and then for the earth rune as well. And that was actually quicker than I thought it was going to be. So we'll go ahead and do this one. While that's working, we need to make something else. We need to make the alchemy catalyst, which does take a mana pearl. I knew I was saving my ender pearl for something. Non-sanity just so happens to have a blaze spawner in his basement. I took the liberty of snagging a couple of blaze rods yesterday. So we need to make the alchemy catalyst, which will actually let you turn things into other things. Let's get our mana pearl. This rune ought to be done. It is. There's the lightning. And then we'll make 1 mana pearl. So alchemy catalyst, boom. What this does, you put it under your mana pool, any mana pool that has mana in it. And it'll let you trade things for other things, like rotten flesh for leather, slime balls for cactus, and vice versa, I believe. So we're going to make 4 leather here. I just got the cow tipper achievement without ever killing a cow. So now that we've got our leather, I think we might need a... No, we only need 1 mana steel. Excellent. So we'll make our sash. This does require mana now. So what we're going to have to do is, you can either make a ring. We want to spare the mana from this pool. Shift right click it to change whether it accepts or gives mana to things you drop on it. So we're going to put that on there. You see the mana leaving the pool. So we got a little bit of mana in this tablet. If we put our sash on, now we can jump 2 blocks high. We run much faster. We high step up 1 block. I think there's a band of aura that will slowly generate aura. Probably not going to make that right now, but we're going to need another ender pearl anyway. I think that generates it, and I think it generates enough for the sash to work. I usually make a mana tablet because once you have an angel ring, you don't have any more slots to wear a mana ring, which also holds mana, just like the band of mana, just like a mana tablet does. So I'm probably going to have to carry something around. Maybe the aura band generates it on the fly. I'm not really sure. So we got a lot done today. I'm going to have my work cut out for me editing this thing. But it may just be a little longer episode, which some of you may not have a problem with. We'll wave hello to Wells Knight. Hello, Wells Knight. And I'm going to call it an episode. So now that I've got my basic things, my magnet ring and Sojourner Sash, we're going to have to get into some technology now. But these are two things that I found I cannot live without. So I'm going to leave it here. As usual, if you have any questions, comments, etc., leave them down below. I'll see you guys next time.